all over her body, her legs, her back. That day I said out loud in the operating room, "This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life." Several years in medicine later, that statement remains true. That same day a surgical resident sat with me at lunch and we both broke down. He said this was all cruel and pointless. She would probably die from the massive infection and this poor patient suffered these weeks for nothing. This is the only time I've ever heard the lead surgeon say, "It would have been better if they didn't come out of the fire that day." She survived the next few days, and we started with the skin grafts. Trying to rebuild her face, and cover her body. Grafts would regularly get infected and have to be peeled off. She needed so many grafts we gave up suturing them in place and began stapling them in place. Her average time in the operating room was about 10 hours per procedure. Of course we have to keep the operating room at 98 degrees because burn patients go hypothermic quick. So imagine spending 10 hours on your feet, working with your hands in full scrub gear, in a nearly 100-degree high humidity room. It was brutal. I try not to think about what it was like to experience this. The patient could communicate by pointing with her eyes. She could speak a little bit too, but not much. With no unburned skin to lie on, she had to lie on her back with her dress burns touching the bed. She was mostly immobile. So she just had to lie there in pain for hours and hours wrapped up in these itchy dressings over her burns. She had no eyelids and couldn't blink or emote as you would expect a human to. She had no lips and couldn't close her mouth. She didn't look human. It terrified me, and for a while I hated myself for feeling that way. I rotated out of the burn unit not long thereafter. Last I heard she survived and went home after 4 months. She really wanted to live, I guess. She was much stronger than I am. Oh, and the rotten cherry on top of this crap sundae? The driver of the vehicle survived with a moderate leg burn. He spent a week in the burn unit and went home. He was in the room next to her. Her sister almost needed to be admitted to the psych ward because the situation messed her up so bad. Her dog did end up living. She threw it out the second-story window down to her sister that day before disappearing in the smoke. This story still messes with me hardcore, and I can still see it when I close my eyes at night sometimes.